Hey guys, welcome to Anarchy Warm Bin. Yes, I slept in these clothes and woke up like this and started at it again because I'm in a hurry because I'm trying to catch up with Emily. She's doing an experiment and I'm hoping to do it side by side with her. I think she filmed hers yesterday, so I'm gonna be a day or two behind her, but I really want to get it posted. So I have 4 bins. They are clear bins and I'm slightly sad about that, but I couldn't find the bins that she got. I think she got them at Home Depot or Lowe's. She got 3-gallon bins. So I wanted them to be the same size. I couldn't find the opaque or black bins, so I just got clear bins and I'll figure it out. I'll like put them in somewhere dark. I am just putting some holes in the lids. I actually went to the dollar store the other day, like not everything $1, but the cheap like Family Dollar, Dilly Dally. Got some cool carpenter knives that I'm hoping will at least last through today. And then I got this, like it looks just like screen. I think it's for floral decoration. It's kind of cheap, like it's not as good as window screen. If I pull on it, it rips, but I think it'll work for the top, for the mesh layer. And I've even used like the stuff that you put down on shelves, like the non-skid stuff that has holes in it, the mesh. So because window screen can get, I guess, kind of pricey. So this was like $2. If it works, that's a lot. That would last me a lifetime. So I'm just gonna go through and cut these and kind of explain what we're doing. We are going to have, she's doing 3 species, I know, 3 different types of worms. Super loud little knife. African nightcrawler, European nightcrawler, and red wigglers. She's going to take a couple of pairs of each, put them in their bins, and study reproductive rates among other things. And I'll let her explain. She's so much more articulate than I am. So I'm going to do the same. I did buy 4 bins. I am planning on putting my blues in with this special experiment. I can't leave them out. They're my little buddies. So we're just gonna check out production rates. I was going to change it up and do 1 on each layer of level of my house because the temperatures vary wildly. That's why I stay in the basement where it's cold. Upstairs is super hot. And then I was gonna try some outside just to see which species handles the weather better and the temperature inflection, but I am not going to ever get anything posted if I keep overcomplicating everything. So I decided to just get started on these 4. They're all going in the same room. It's about 65 down here, and I wasn't able to do any work while I talked, so I'm gonna shut the camera off, cut some holes in these bad boys, hot glue some of this mesh on them, get their bins ready. The bedding's already ready. It's been soaking for a bit, and then I'll pick out some little guys. We will need some volunteers, and I'll show you that process. Okay guys, this is what I have so far. I have 2 helpers here, very eager to see what I'm doing. I've got 4 bins. That mesh actually worked out really well. It is like flimsy. If I pushed on this, my finger would push right through, but it's pretty sturdy. Like it's not bad. I weighed each bin. The bins are 21.55 ounces-ish. That's without anything in them, with the lid on them. And then I put in 3 level scoops of bedding. My bedding is cardboard and shredded paper. Like this is actually the Yellow Pages. And then most of my cardboard comes from the dog food cardboard box. Like it comes on a box tray. Anyway, and Amazon, but we don't talk about my Amazon purchases here. So 3 level scoops in each of these. And then I've been soaking that, which is the same bedding. It's soaking in the liquid from last night's feeding, which was pretty moldy because it had sat out. It was sitting out and had been for a week. So it's caca away, and I'm gonna measure out that equal amount for each bin, as well as coffee grounds, eggshell, and whatever else we can think of. 1 cup of water in each of the bins, kind of stirred it up. Got the cardboard and shredded paper a little bit saturated. It's not as moist as I would want it, but I am going to be adding this, which smells pretty bad and it's really wet. So I think it's all gonna come out in the wash. So I'm gonna put a cup of this mess in each-ish. That's a cup. Science. Okay, 1. And then I think I'm going to be leaving these to sit, and I'll put the worms in them tonight when I get back. We're going to have the festivities with the fam, and they should be really saturated by then. And if not, I can change the moisture at that point. I put one in the second one, right? Yep. Okay. I have coffee grounds. These are pretty easy to measure. They squish in there. There's 2 tablespoons. And I'm just gonna mix all of it in with the bedding. The buffer, the coffee grounds. I already mixed in that icky bedding. And I really feel like that's pretty damn scientific. Like, I'm not gonna measure down to the gram. And it is difficult to measure the weight of the bins after all this stuff is in it, because I can't see the bottom. My scale's too little, so I couldn't see the scale reading. But I don't think that would be scientific anyway, because the worms are gonna, there was something in that coffee I was drinking, I'm gonna be honest. The worms are bigger, smaller, way more, way less. So we're just going with this. I feel confident about it. I think it'll be fun to watch anyway. Okay, I'm gonna do a level 2 tablespoons. That's a lot. I'm gonna go get a different measuring utensil. Okay, I found a half teaspoon. I do want to do a full teaspoon, so I'll just do 2 in each. I also found some more coffee and some more amaretto when I was upstairs. I made homemade amaretto this year, and it was really, really, really good. So if you're interested, I can put the recipe. I just Googled it, but it's a good recipe. I'll put it in the links below. And it did not call for real vanilla beans, which I found out this year are really super expensive. So I like this recipe a lot. You can still use real vanilla beans, but you don't have to. Okay, I've got 1 teaspoon of buffer in each. I'm gonna stir each one up really good. Again, this is bedding, some moldy caca water fluid from the feeding last night, coffee grounds, buffer. I do have some pumpkin sitting out. I just pulled it out of the freezer. So tonight we'll pick out 4 of each species. We will put them in here. I'll find a dark, warm-ish place. It's 69 degrees in here right now. It's usually 65. It gets a little bit warmer when I'm working in here. I have Viking ancestry. I think I warm up a room just sitting in it. So it's usually about 65. So hopefully they'll do okay down here. At some point I do want to do an experiment that involves temperature, but I really wanted to do this side by side with Emily, and Wayne is also taking part on the experimental worm bin forum on Facebook, and I think there are some people doing it in spirit with us, maybe Bentley and LJ, so hopefully it'll be a cool one. I'll be back. Okay guys, I'm back. Party was a success. Really, really good food. Even better people. I am trying to remember where we left off. So I'm going to get the worm species separated. That's actually, I'm kind of worried about that. I need to make sure that I find 4 adult worms of each species with a clitellum, so hence adult. And then I do have pumpkin, and I think I'm gonna make sure it's weighed out just so they each get the same amount. I think that's how Emily and Wayne are doing it. But these look really good. They are, if I add any more water, I'll measure it so that they all get the same amount. But they're like, I think if I squeeze this, maybe I would get 1 drop coming out. Yeah, it's like 1 or 2 drops. So good consistency. It only came to about an inch and a half of bedding. It looks fine. They all look the same. They all smell the same. They're not smelling great right now. Just because that bedding was sitting in that caca liquid. Okay, I'm gonna try to separate and weigh, and I'll be back. Okay, I've got about 4.5 ounces, 4.51 ounces of pumpkin. I'm gonna shoot for that for all of them. Found a new use for my sharp carpenter knife. Okay, I have all the food measured out, and I do have buffer in the bedding that hopefully will be good. The eggshells, garden lime, rock dust, and coffee grounds are in there too. Just gonna cover it up. I'm gonna grab worms and put them in that same corner, and I think we'll be good to go. Okay, did the blues first. Kind of have an idea why maybe Emily didn't want to do blues, so it was really hard. I'm not great at worm identification to begin with. Everything I've learned about that is I've learned from LJ Shire, specifically blue worms, but I'm still not great at it. From what I understand, blues don't have a clitellum, so that made it even more difficult, or sorry, they don't have one that stands out. So that made it even more difficult to make sure I was getting adult worms. I did my best. These guys, I'm sure that this bin has a mix of both reds and blues. So for all I know, these could be 4 juvenile red worms, but they're all very similar in size. One is super spunky, and they're all really not cool with me having them in the light. So I'm gonna put them in their bin right now. So this is the blue worm bin. I'm gonna do the same thing with the other 4. Sorry, the other 3. Sorry, little mates, go in there. All right, I'll be back. Okay, European night crawlers were so much easier. But actually, if you watched my last video, these guys have been having cocoons like crazy. And that was the Zombieland bin. So I just wanted to point out that I'm making a concerted effort to make sure nothing else is on them. Like, I don't want to bring any cocoons over with them, and there was one in there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get these guys in here safely and out of the light. I'm a train wreck. This little guy. So I did pull out, I mean, it's super easy to identify the male or, oh my God. I have not had a nip in my drink since this morning. I'm just having trouble functioning. It was really easy to identify these guys. But they're really lively, so I'm just trying to get them all out without squishing them. All right, I've got 4 African night crawlers. These guys were also a little bit difficult to make sure they have clitellums. They are stretchy, like super stretchy, and they are usually deep when I find them. So by the time I'm pulling them out and they're trying to get off my hand, they're all stretched out, but take my word for it. They are, 2 of them I think I caught in the act. They are all of age. Okay, I think I have 4 red wigglers. Make sure there's no cocoons in there. They all have a clitellum. I'm gonna put them in the bin and then I'll show you how I'm storing them. So this is under my work table and it's actually fairly dark when the lights are out. I've got them all with their air holes out so they can breathe. I've got them pretty well labeled. And then I also labeled the corner that I fed. I just have one of those chalk markers, and I don't think that's super important, but science. So that's it. We'll see how it goes. I'll try to post, film, edit, and post like as often as I can. I really do have horrible internet, and that might, like, if I've commented on some of your pages twice in the same YouTube video, I'll post it, like I'll post a comment and then my internet sucks and it says that I've timed out and the comment can't be posted. So I try to remember what I wrote word for word, I post it again, and then in the morning it's duplicated. I have horrible internet, but it's worth it because I live in the middle of nowhere. So again, I will try to post at least every other week. I don't think it's going to be too exciting for the first week or so, but I'll try to follow Emily. And remember, Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady, Wayne Tadlock is doing his through the Experimental Worm Bin Facebook page, which is an awesome forum. If you haven't already been there, you probably have been there, because that's probably how you found my channel, because those two are super sweet and promote my channel, even though I'm not good at it because I'm super awkward and introverted. And anyway, I'm grateful that they're letting me do this side by side. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. And if you have any questions or comments, let me know below. If you think I could do anything differently, or if you think I completely botched the worm ID, just let me know in the comments. But I think I did okay. And thanks for coming to Anarchy Worm Bin, where the worms don't care if you are in the same clothes you slept in and you didn't feel like wearing a bra and you've got amaretto in your coffee.